When I got married, I told my husband, Logan, that our family had a curse. If a man cheated after getting married, he'd get cancer and wouldn't live past 6 months. Logan thought I was kidding around and didn't take it seriously. Later, when I found out Logan was getting cozy with a new intern at the company, I reminded him about the curse. Instead of taking it seriously, he got mad and accused me of cursing him on purpose. I was so disheartened that I decided to ask for a divorce. Logan feared I'd take half his assets, so he messed with my car, causing me to die in a crash. After being reborn, I didn't bother warning Logan again or mentioning divorce. I just watched as he spiraled into his own doom, inheriting all his assets this time. Sherry, can you stop jumping to conclusions? You know Millie is Larry's sister. I was only looking out for her because of Larry. There's absolutely nothing between us. Logan's impatient voice snapped me back to reality. I realized I had been reborn. I was back on the day I first discovered Logan's flirtation with the new intern. Previously, right after discovering Logan's flirtation, I reminded him of the curse, saying, "Logan, I told you when we got married our family has a curse. A married man can't cheat or he'll get cancer and die within 6 months. Logan didn't believe me and accused me of cursing him. Sherry, don't you get tired of this? This curse talk is nonsense. Even if it were true, I'm not cheating, so how does it apply to me? You can't keep saying these curse things just because you're afraid I'll cheat. Anyway, I can't talk sense into you right now, so think it over yourself." Our conversation ended badly that time. Back then, Logan hadn't technically cheated yet, but the writing was on the wall. Why else would I warn him? Logan and I had been together since college and dated for 5 years before getting married. It's been 2 years now, and our relationship has always been great. I loved him deeply. Even knowing Logan had lost interest, I didn't want to divorce easily. If he came to his senses, we could still be happy together. So to save my marriage, I started visiting Logan at work more often. At first, he wasn't happy about it, but over time he warmed up to me, and our relationship got better. I thought I had saved my marriage and chose to believe him. Until one day, I saw Logan and Millie leaving a restaurant together and going to her place. They didn't come out for a while. I realized then that my saved marriage was just an illusion created by Logan. I called Logan and asked where he was. He lied, saying, "I'm with a client having a few drinks. I'll be home soon." I was heartbroken but didn't get angry. I just laughed bitterly and said, "Oh really? But I saw you going into Millie's apartment complex." Hearing this, Logan's first reaction wasn't guilt but anger. "Sherry, are you stalking me?" I took a deep breath and said, "No, I just happened to see it." Then I hung up and went straight home. Not long after, Logan came back. I calmly said, "What I told you about the curse, it's true." Logan cut me off angrily. "Sherry, enough already. I've told you there's nothing between Millie and me. She was drunk from socializing, and I just gave her a ride home. Can you stop being paranoid and threatening me with curses?" Seeing Logan's stubborn denial, I looked him straight in the eye and asked, "Logan, if it's all innocent, why didn't you leave right after dropping her off? Why only after I called you?" Logan's expression showed guilt for a moment, then indignation as he said, "You're being unreasonable. She invited me in for tea as thanks. What's wrong with that?" I saw the guilt in his eyes clearly, and I was done. I lost all hope and calmly asked for a divorce. "Logan, let's get a divorce." I loved Logan, but I couldn't accept a cheating husband. Though I wasn't sure if he'd actually done anything with Millie, it seemed inevitable. Proposing divorce now seemed like letting him off easy. Logan was stunned and laughed in disbelief. "Sherry, are you trying to use divorce to threaten me? Just because you brought up divorce doesn't mean I'm scared. You can have a divorce, but you'll walk away with nothing. You won't get a penny of my assets." Walk away with nothing? I definitely wasn't agreeing to that. Leaving with nothing isn't happening. What's rightfully mine can't be taken. Sure, the company is your family's, but don't forget, when it was in crisis, I invested money and did a lot of work. Logan's family was complex. His mother had passed years ago, and his father didn't remarry. A year before, his father died of a stroke, leaving the company in disarray. Logan, new to handling it all, was overwhelmed. I had invested $2 million from my dad into Logan's company and secured several partnerships, which revived the company. We didn't come to an agreement that day, and things ended badly. But I didn't drop the idea of divorce. I started gathering evidence of his infidelity. Then one day my car's brakes failed and I crashed off the highway, dying instantly. After dying, my soul lingered with Logan long enough to see that he had sabotaged my car to keep me from taking his assets. Logan and Millie have been sneaking around for a while now. I got a second chance even before I saw him getting cancer. But this time around things will be different. I'm not gonna warn Logan about the curse or ask for a divorce. I'll just watch him destroy himself and then I'll take over all his inheritance. I took a deep breath, holding back my anger, and changed my tune. Come on, don't be mad. I honestly didn't know Millie was your buddy's sister. I just asked 'cause you seem so concerned about her. Now that I know she's his sister, there's nothing more to it. Logan relaxed a bit when I said that. As long as you're not overthinking, I'm relieved. With everything we've been through, you should know where my heart's at, right? I couldn't help but feel a bit sick inside. After what happened in my past life, I know exactly where his heart's at. Even though he hasn't made any plans yet, it's just a matter of time. I let Logan and Millie's little thing blossom without interference. And honestly, they were moving even faster this time around. Logan would use work meetings as an excuse to have dinner with Millie. He'd gift her expensive jewelry and bags on her birthday. He'd even take her on business trips, and they'd share a hotel room. I didn't meddle in their affair, but I did hire a private investigator to keep tabs on them. Not only did the detective uncover their relationship, but also dug up some dirt on Millie and her brother. Sure, she's Larry's sister, but they're not blood related. She's actually Larry's stepmom's daughter. Turns out they're involved romantically as well. The investigator snapped shots of Larry, leaving Millie's apartment early in the morning, and caught them making out in a parking garage. Larry even knows about Millie and Logan. Heck, he probably set Millie up with Logan on purpose. They clearly have ulterior motives with Logan, maybe even with his family's company. If they're just after Logan, fine, whatever. But if they're after the company, they can forget it. That company is mine. It's a design company. I'm technically a designer there, but I don't go in much. I only get involved when there's a big project. But since I'll be taking over, I decided to spend more time at the company, get to know the ropes. Logan probably thought I'd caught on to him and Millie. He got a bit antsy and irritable. Even knowing he's in the wrong with Millie, he feels insulted if I suspect anything. Talk about double standards. You've been around the company a lot lately. Are you accusing me of something with Millie? Logan said, pretending to be all insulted. I acted surprised and explained. Oh, come on. If I said I trust you, then I trust you. I'm just checking out a new project, that's all. To keep him from guessing my real motives, I really did pursue a good design project. Once he realized it was work-related, he dropped the subject. He loves it when I bring in business. Millie, on the other hand, shot me dirty looks every chance she got. Even though things are going well for her and Logan, Millie's still just the side piece. So she's obviously jealous. She looks for ways to mess with me every chance she gets. One day, I was grabbing water when I bumped into Millie. We weren't strangers. We'd met a few times when I tagged along with Logan to meet Larry. Millie's got this innocent look that's catnip for guys. Otherwise, how'd she nab someone as picky as Logan, right? But despite her looks, she's no angel. Wouldn't be playing backdoor girl if she was. Millie pretended not to notice me, then accidentally splashed coffee all over me. She immediately started apologizing, all scared like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. She looked so pitiful anyone would have thought I'd bullied her. I could see right through her act. Despite the annoyance, I kept an easy smile and said, no worries, I know it was an accident, not blaming you. I'll just go change. My unexpected reaction threw her off. She was hoping to provoke me, get me mad and make Logan hate me. But I didn't give her the satisfaction. What happened? Logan came over after hearing the commotion. Millie's eyes went all teary and innocent, like she was planning to say something, but I jumped in first. Nothing much. Miss Sherry bumped into me and spilled coffee on me. She apologized and I told her not to worry about it. With our coworkers watching, Millie couldn't exactly deny it. Be more careful next time, Logan told her. He wouldn't openly take Millie's side in front of me. He knows better. She's just a fling to him. As long as I don't hit where it hurts, he won't start a fight over another woman. All right, Millie replied, but felt really hurt inside because Logan didn't stand up for her. In the afternoon, Logan used the excuse of having a business meeting and didn't come home for dinner. Instead, He went to hang out with his mistress. So when I was leaving the office after work, I ran into Millie. She gave me this smug and provocative look. Seriously, she's fresh out of college and doesn't know how to hide her emotions. But to make their relationship go smoothly, I played dumb like I didn't notice anything. Anyway, since Logan has already actually cheated, the cancer's just around the corner within a month or two. Sure enough, not long after, Logan started feeling some discomfort in his stomach. He lost his appetite and had indigestion. Of course, I wouldn't tell him to go see a doctor. Instead, I made him all sorts of stomach-friendly foods to ease his discomfort, making it hard for him to notice he had a problem. Even if Logan found it early and got treated, it wouldn't be cured anyway, because this wasn't just any cancer. It was a cursed cancer, fatal within 6 months once it sets in. I'm just not letting him discover it early so he won't be prepared. Even though Millie knew she shouldn't let me find out about her relationship with Logan, she just couldn't help showing off around me. At noon, leaving work, I saw Logan and Millie coming back into the parking lot together. Suddenly, Millie yelped, "Ouch," and fell right towards Logan. Instinctively, Logan caught her, but when he saw me, he quickly let go. Millie, as if afraid I'd misunderstand, nervously explained, "Sherry, don't get the wrong idea. There's nothing between Logan and me. I just twisted my ankle and he just caught me," saying don't misunderstand while secretly hoping I would make a scene and have Logan hate me. I smiled slightly and said, "Hey now, you're making me sound super jealous. I saw what happened. It was an accident. You twisted your ankle and Logan caught you. Honestly, if he didn't catch you, I'd consider him rude." Seeing I wasn't upset, Millie was a bit disappointed. But seeing as I was being betrayed and still clueless, she started mocking me for being dumb. But I didn't care. Logan, seeing I didn't misunderstand, seemed relieved and explained, "I was just running an errand and ran into Millie, so I gave her a lift back to the office." I smiled and nodded like I believed him. Even though Logan was always careful about keeping a distance from Millie at the office, Millie, wanting to get a rise out of me, kept pushing boundaries with Logan publicly. So much so that colleagues started noticing and murmured about their relationship. When she saw me next, Millie put on a sob story, "Sherry, there's this rumor going around about Logan and me. Please don't believe it. There's seriously nothing between us. Logan's just being nice because of my brother. If it bothers you, I'll just leave the company." I reassured her, "Millie, don't overthink it. I get that Logan is just looking out for you because of your brother. Don't worry. I'll ask Logan to talk to the staff and stop them from gossiping so it doesn't ruin your reputation." Millie looked all constipated and a little frantic inside. She couldn't get why I trusted Logan so much and wasn't even angry. "I think it's fine, really. I was just worried you'd misunderstand," Millie said all understandingly. Of course she'd think it's all fine. Otherwise, she wouldn't act in ways that make others misunderstand. She just wants me to believe it. Later, I talked to Logan about those rumors, saying he and Millie are too close. "Logan, I believe things are clean between you and Millie, but you know how it looks. It's not good for either of your reputations, and explaining this to Larry wouldn't be easy. So you better be careful." Logan felt guilty when he heard about the rumors, but he relaxed when I said I believed him. Logan didn't suspect Millie about the rumors, just thought they might have seemed too close to people. So he decided to be more careful. Logan took my hand, seemingly touched that I trusted him, saying, "Sherry, thank you for trusting me. I'll be more careful. Larry wants Millie to learn from me. That's why she's always around." Even though Logan's touch disgusted me, I hid it so he wouldn't notice anything. He's gonna be history soon anyway. The next day at lunchtime, Larry showed up at Logan's office. In front of everyone, he said, "Logan, my sister's interning here. Hope she's not a hassle. If she messes up, just feel free to tell her off. Don't hold back because of me." When the employees heard this, they realized they misunderstood Millie and Logan's relationship. Turns out Logan was nice to her because she's his friend's sister. No more rumors after that. Logan had specially asked Larry to put on that show. But Logan had no clue Larry already knew about him and Millie. Logan felt guilty for hiding this from Larry. So Larry asked for a few favors recently, and feeling guilty, Logan didn't refuse. Not that any were big favors, so Logan didn't pay much mind. "Millie's doing great, no trouble," Logan said. "Good to hear," Larry nodded, looking relieved. "By the way, I came here to ask for a favor. If you're free for lunch, we could discuss it then." "Sure thing, I'm free," Logan replied. They went to a nearby restaurant for lunch. Larry looked all conflicted, as if he wanted to say something but didn't. Logan noticed and said, "Larry, come on, just talk to me. We're buds, no need to be shy." Larry, sighing, said reluctantly, "Okay, Logan, I've asked for quite a bit of your help recently. Honestly, I feel awkward about asking, but I have nobody else to turn to. Basically, I found this project I'm really into, but I'm short on investment money. So, I'm here kinda embarrassed to see if you'd lend me some money. I'll pay you back as soon as the funds come in. How much do you need?" Logan asked. "$1 million," Larry responded. "Alright, I'll send it over later," Logan agreed. Even though Logan's family business wasn't huge, $1 million wasn't a big deal for him, so he agreed without much hesitation. Larry felt relieved and immediately promised, "Thanks so much, Logan. I promise I'll pay you back ASAP." I'd already suspected that Larry and Millie weren't approaching Logan with pure intentions. So when the private investigator sent me their recorded conversation, I wasn't surprised. That afternoon, Logan didn't come to the office. He went to Millie's apartment. I pretended not to know anything and let them mess around. Millie was incredibly grateful to Logan for lending Larry money. In turn, she seduced him back to her apartment, where sparks flew between them. In the evening, Logan came home exhausted. Initially, every time Logan messed around with Millie, he felt guilty and would bring me gifts. Over time, though, he stopped feeling guilty. My trust only made him bolder. But what Logan didn't know was that I was waiting for his downfall. Logan realized he might have stomach issues when it was too late. It was already advanced. So, I took him to the hospital for a checkup without worrying about him finding out. The results came in late-stage stomach cancer. It hit Logan like a ton of bricks. How on earth did he get stomach cancer? He never really cared about what I said during our wedding, that our family has a curse. Marry into our family, cheat, and you'll get cancer with not even half a year to live. So, at this moment, Logan didn't connect the dots. Likely, he forgot I ever said it. Yes, Logan probably forgot I ever said it. Even if he did remember, he'd probably see it as a coincidence. I mean, curses seem pretty far-fetched, like something out of a fairy tale. When my parents first told me about this, I thought it was nonsense too. But my grandpa and uncle both cheated and died of cancer, liver and pancreatic. My dad believed it from the start. He's been faithful to my mom since they married, never even thinking about cheating. And there's a way around the curse. Get divorced before you cheat. Logan, don't lose hope. Let's do our best with the treatment, I assured him, though my thoughts were cold. Usually with late-stage stomach cancer, treatments like chemo, radiation, and targeted drugs can kill cancer and slow its growth. It helps manage but not cure. Even with treatment, it adds a few more years at best. Death is inevitable. And Logan's cancer wasn't usual. It was cursed. No amount of treatment would help. Naturally, I'd support Logan's treatment. It wouldn't cost much anyway. What's the point of treatment? Just to live a bit longer? Logan snapped at me, but I didn't care. Deep down, Logan feared death. Despite everything, he did every bit of chemo treatment to gain more time. But he was in a foul mood, lashing out at not only me but also doctors and nurses. With Logan busy with treatment, I took control of the company. At a manager's meeting, I told them about Logan's condition and that I'd be handling all affairs. The company being entirely owned by Logan made it easy. No other shareholders to argue. Even with treatment, Logan only had a few years left at best, leaving the company to me eventually. The first thing I did as boss was fire Millie. She didn't know about Logan's cancer, so she immediately tried contacting him. But he was too worn down to deal with her. She couldn't reach Logan, so she came to me, spilling the beans about their affair. "Sherry, I'll be honest. I'm with Logan now, so you can't fire me." I just laughed, not showing a trace of anger. "I've always known you and Logan were having an affair. I've just let it slide. I even know you and Larry aren't siblings, and that you're in an improper relationship. Larry setting you up with Logan was no accident. He wanted Logan to be his patsy." Millie stared at me in shock, eyes wide with disbelief, terror rising within her. Knowing meant Logan probably did too, which might explain him ignoring her calls. Sure, her motive started as a plan, but she genuinely fell for Logan and wanted my place. "You're making this up, it's slander," she blurted out, denying it desperately. To me, it was just her last-ditch attempt. "You know if I'm lying or not. What goes around comes around." I smiled slightly. Also, Logan has late-stage stomach cancer. Even with treatment, he'll only live a few more years. He has no time for you anymore. What? Millie was shocked again to receive the news. Logan was diagnosed with late-stage stomach cancer? I ignored Millie and got up to leave for the hospital. I also sent the evidence I collected to Larry's wife. Since Logan and Larry were close, I had added Larry's wife on Message a while ago, though we didn't chat much. I never planned to hide the affair between Larry and Millie from her. I was just waiting for the right time. And now is the time. She called me right after seeing my message. Since there was evidence with photos, she didn't doubt me and just asked how I knew. I said Logan cheated with Millie. While gathering evidence of their affair, I stumbled upon it, so I shared it with you. She thanked me. Let Millie deal with Larry's wife. Now I have to tell Logan about this. In just a few days, Logan's face had become much more haggard. It's not just the physical pain but the mental torture too. After all, even with active treatment, he would only live a few more years at most, which made him miserable. Today, Millie came to me wanting to talk. She said you two have been together for a long time. I said calmly, without any emotion. Logan was first startled, then uneasy. He was furious with Millie. Didn't he tell her not to spill the beans? Why didn't she listen? Logan didn't deny it, and instead he actively apologized to me. Honey, I'm sorry, I was tempted and made a mistake. Can you forgive me this once? I smiled slightly, not showing any anger. Honestly, I'd already been angry before. Now there's nothing left to be mad about. All that's left is the current revenge. And Logan will soon pay for his actions, so I'm feeling quite calm now. Logan was shocked, staring wide-eyed. What? You knew all along? I grinned and said, because the first time I noticed you and Millie being intimate, I knew you'd eventually cheat. So, I hired a private investigator to check up on you both. Hearing this, Logan was instantly infuriated and yelled at me. What, you hired a PI to spy on me? What's wrong with me cheating? How many rich guys don't have a few women outside? As long as I come back home and don't divorce you, it should be fine. The truth revealed, Logan became defensive. I didn't answer but instead asked, guess what else I found? I didn't wait for Logan to guess. Handing him the materials on Larry and Millie. The first page was a picture of Larry and Millie kissing, immediately grabbing Logan's attention. Then a stronger anger surged in his chest. Larry and Millie doing this? What did they think of him? Logan could betray me, but Millie betraying him was unbearable, even if she was just his mistress. It's really a case of double standards. I kept stabbing at Logan's heart. Larry and Millie aren't biological siblings. Millie is a stepchild and Larry actually set Millie up with you, basically using you as a fool. No, that can't be true, Logan murmured, unable to accept that his trusted friend and his lover were plotting against and betraying him together. Overwhelmed by anger, Logan coughed up blood and fainted. I didn't leave, waiting for him to wake up again. When Logan woke up, his gaze at me changed from surprise to anger. He lunged at me as if he wanted to kill me, but luckily Logan was too weak to touch me. Sherry, why are you still alive? Aren't you supposed to be? Logan blurted out but stopped halfway, his eyes skeptical and wary. When I heard Logan, I instantly surmised that he too had been reborn. I wasn't panicked though. I thought it was good because now Logan could fully understand why I sought revenge. It'd be boring if I just told him and he didn't remember. Logan glared at me like a venomous snake, gritting his teeth. Is my stomach cancer you're doing? I replied with a question. Why do you think that? Because you said in your family there's a curse. If a married man cheats, he'd get cancer and not survive 6 months, Logan said through clenched teeth. I chuckled lightly. Yes, I did say that, but you didn't believe me, so you cheated. Why didn't you remind me this time? Logan shouted at me. Yes, he was reborn, but instead of feeling guilty for killing me in the past life, he blamed me for not reminding him this time. Would you listen if I reminded you? You wouldn't. You just say I'm cursing you. Even when I asked for a divorce, you refused. Instead, you messed with the brakes on my car, trying to kill me to keep me from taking your money. I laughed sarcastically, looking at him with hatred and a murderous intent. Logan froze, shock in his eyes. He didn't expect me to know it was him who did it. In the past life, he didn't believe in the so-called curse. He ignored my warnings and cheated. Until he got cancer. It couldn't be cured and he didn't make it past 6 months. First, he thought it was just a coincidence. Then he woke up to find himself alive, while I was unharmed, yet he still had cancer. That's when he guessed I had been reborn too. This time I didn't warn him about the curse. I just watched him cheat and get cancer. After going through 2 lifetimes of cheating and cancer, he finally had to believe it was real. But he wasn't willing to accept it. Why didn't I let him come back earlier? That way he could have divorced me before cheating. Suddenly Logan looked at me earnestly, pleading, "Sherry, since this is a curse from your family, you must have a way to fix it, right? If you can fix this, I'll agree to a divorce and give you half of everything." He was willing to give me half his assets if he could survive. I coldly laughed. "Even if there's a way to fix this curse, why would I help you? You think I'm gracious enough to overlook you killing me in the past life? Besides, if you die, all your assets will be mine. Why would I settle for half?" Logan was furious, "But you're okay now." He didn't believe the curse was unbreakable, thinking I was just refusing to save him. I asked him, "Just because I'm okay now, does that erase all the harm? Unless we get another do-over this life, you're destined to face my revenge. It's good you came back too, so you can know exactly why you're facing these consequences. Otherwise, I wouldn't enjoy my revenge as much." Logan glared at me, filled with rage, like he wanted to kill me. But right now there's nothing he could do. Since Logan was reborn, I stayed around to watch him, making sure he couldn't do anything while I was away. Logan wanted to find help, but with me watching, he had no chance. When the doctor came, Logan pleaded for help, saying I wanted to harm him. The doctor didn't listen because how could someone cause stomach cancer? They just thought Logan was mentally unstable and gave him a sedative shot. Over the next 2 days, Logan's cancer spread rapidly, his organs failed, and he didn't have the strength to make a fuss anymore. Soon he died full of pain and unwillingness. Since Logan had no parents or children as his wife, I became the sole heir. With my big revenge finally settled, I felt totally relieved. Larry's wife told me she divorced him. As for Larry and Millie, their scandal spread everywhere, and now they are both disgraced. Millie and her mom got kicked out of their home too. After Logan's death, I told my parents what happened, but left out the part about being reborn. I didn't want them to worry too much. When they found out about Logan's end, my parents thought he deserved it. Because of the curse, I didn't remarry. But I wanted my own kids, didn't want to be alone forever. So I went to a sperm bank overseas and picked 2 good options. Thankfully, I had 2 sons, so they won't be burdened by the curse. Yes, in our family, the curse is passed to daughters, not sons. Even though the curse punishes those who betray, I still hope my kids can have normal marriages and families in the future. The end.